Well, hello, my sexy babies, and welcome back to Trin Told Me, where I'm your personal boy decoder, chaos and sewer, big sister, unlicensed therapist, you name it, I am probably it. So if you got the ick, got a crush, or need to get your ex back, tune in to Trin Told Me. Hi, guys. And again, I am not alone. I'm with...
Hello. You probably have seen me in my pink water bottle. You probably like the pink water bottle more than me. You probably know her better than me.
Guys, we have an icon with us today.
Thank
we have
you.
like the OG.
I didn't know I was going to be on a full pink background. And of course I wore pink. So I look
She's
like I'm turning into that
camouflage.
pink lady who's like obsessed with the color pink. Is like on those My Strange Obsession at
I'm
90 years old.
with the color pink.
Oh my gosh.
That's so awesome. Well, guys, if you have seen Halle on TikTok, you probably got your OG advice from Halle on TikTok. I think I did.
Whether or not you want to admit it.
I think I did.
It's a
Like
guilty
in
pleasure.
2020, I was like, taking notes.
Yep.
Little did I know.
It came full circle.
It did. This
Yep.
is so full circle. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, this is so crazy.
It gives me chills. It's making my girlies hard for some reason. Like, I got arms on my hair standing up in my girlies.
Full circle moment, guys. Well,
Yes.
today we are going to talk about something awesome. And I thought, who better to talk about this with than, I think, the knower of everything. And we are going to be talking about sex ed.
Yes.
More and specifically things they didn't teach you in sex ed, because I actually remember like my sex ed experience, and it was like, so actually like, when I was in sex ed in school, like it was during COVID, like so they did it so bad. It was like right before COVID happened, and my sex ed teacher was so mean. She was so mean. She was like shaming us. She's like, the only way to not get pregnant is abstinence, and I was like, oh my God. And she was like, and by the way, if you do have sex, you will get pregnant and you will die.
Like, does that sound like that movie? What is that? There's like, if you have sex, it's like 21 Jump Street. I think it's like 21 Jump Street. If you get pregnant, you will die.
That's how I felt. I was like, shoot, I'm never having sex. You just scared me out of it. And I feel like that's not what a sex ed teacher should do.
You shouldn't have so much stigma behind it. It should be more of an open conversation, especially for educational purposes. Like, you're putting a lot of your personal bias onto a subject. Like, you would never do that as a normal history teacher or English teacher. Why for sex ed?
That's so true.
Yeah,
that actually it all clicks now.
Yeah, the personal prejudice. I think a lot of people just haven't confronted their own sexuality, and especially older women of that decade. I'm guessing maybe 40s or 50s, people like our mothers and things. Like, whenever I talk about it, some hate it, some love it. They're like, ew, why would you even mention that? Like, we don't talk about those things. That's gross. Whereas they make like female sexuality gross. But male sexuality is so embraced in so many jokes and movies and shows, and they can grab their balls in front of us, and we're just like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But if I have to scratch my cooch because maybe I got a little UTI going on,
all of a sudden there's a problem. You teach me so much every single time.
Thank you.
That's so true, though. I feel like older women are so like quiet about that. Yeah, and I feel like that's low key an issue, because how is anybody growing up supposed to know anything?
It's
and
just
like
years of conditioning, sadly, in our
that
society.
Is true. I feel like we're probably the first generation that's like open about it.
Yeah, as open as we are. And like, I feel like I love how TikTok and things, we make jokes out of it, like, oh, freak o'clock, oh, and she's like, all these things. It brings awareness. And although sometimes it's like joking and we're laughing about subjects and stuff, like at the end of the day, it's so good for society. And I just say, like, in sex ed, we need more awareness to it, because it just makes you aware of your boundaries and safety in the bedroom. It's not about using these tools. It's just about knowing that you have the tools there in case things come up. I'm not telling people to go do this. I'm never saying go on the pink water bottle and go crazy. If this happens, you're prepared for it.
Yeah. And like, you'd rather be educated than scared out of it, because at the end of the day, you're gonna do it anyway.
Exactly. It's just like anything else in life.
Yeah. Like, being scared is not gonna get you anywhere.
No. And like, you shouldn't be scared of it, because like, you have to confront whether you're going to do it. Sex is going to be in your life at some point. And if you can't have a conversation about it, if you want children, if you want a husband, even if you're saving yourself for marriage, sex might eventually be out there, and you need to know how to handle it with confidence and security, and also knowing what's right and what's not okay, even in a marriage. I think I literally saw some statistic that said like, so many women identify with being assaulted in the bedroom, even within marriages, because they just don't know. They don't know that they can say no and things. And I'm like, talking about it prevents those bad situations that happen.
Wow. I feel like if I wasn't doing this, like, I'd want to be a sex ed teacher. I
That'd
still
be
kind of
so
want to do that.
fun.
Like, you think they'd let me go into classrooms to teach sex ed? Because I would.
Dude, they will never let me in a classroom. I'm probably banned from schools.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, is my digital footprint, is it too deep? Like, did I already lose that chance?
I literally thought that, and I was like, wow, like maybe I could get invited to a school, but I was like, maybe like a university. I actually got invited to a university to speak. I was supposed to, and then like there was like a storm, crazy, like a few months ago that happened in LA. So I might actually still go to the university though and do a speaking. Yeah. So that could be fun, but definitely not middle schools or high schools.
No, wait, a university, but that's way smarter because like that's where things are going down.
Yep. And like my bop background, I don't want to be around kids like that. And I honestly don't like kids, not young kids. Like they're great. They're sweet. They're the next generation. No.
They're kind of just like sticky and you're like,
yeah, that's my problem. I hate mess. I hate sticky
yeah,
things.
I'm like, why do you have jam all over your face?
What happened? The way they talk, and I'm just like, dude, spit it out.
Yeah, I always have to look at kids and be like, their frontal lobe just isn't there yet.
I'm like, I got to give them an excuse.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know we were all that age, but sometimes I just like, I have that older complex where I'm like,
it's hard. I just pat them on the head and I'm like, you got this.
Exactly. Keep going.
Anyways, when you go teach at the university, I'm going to go sit in the class.
Please do.
And I go there.
I will post it.
Please, I'm going to raise my hand and ask questions. And we're like, so what do I do if this happens?
Teacher outfit, like a naughty, hot teacher outfit, the glasses.
Wait, I'm so excited for this to happen.
I have to respond to their email. See, I've been lagging on that.
Oh my God, no, go do it. Because when you do it, then I'm going to do it one day too.
We're going to chime in. I'm going to be like, can I bring a guest star? Can I bring a co-host? Can I bring a helper?
I'm a co-host, guys. And I didn't graduate, so sorry.
It's a win-win.
Anyways, guys, let's get into this episode. Yeah. We are first going to be talking about the basics. Things that they probably didn't even talk about at all in sex ed. And we're going to start with contraception methods, which actually I do remember them talking about because the guy next to me, when they started talking about condoms, he was like, oh, I think I have one of these in my wallet. And he like pulled it out of his wallet and showed me. And I was like, well, that thing's not going to work because, you guys, if a man has a condom in his wallet, chances are, well, one, why is he so strapped? And two, like,
what age are you strapped at?
And two, like, it's probably going to break because that thing's been in some warm environment.
He does break them down. Yeah. So I'm like, I would not mess with that. And like, you could have a little crumb in there that could have poked a hole in that thing. I do not trust that. I'm like, girls, bring your own.
No, yeah. Low-key, like, you can never rely on a man to have a condom. I'm going to be so for real. Like, in college, like, I'd be like...
Because I was thinking that.
Yeah, I'd be like, so do you have a condom? The condoms, I haven't used condoms in ages. And I'm like, I gotta go. Yeah. When's the last time you've been tested or something, and you don't have a condom?
Yep.
I was like, absolutely not. I was like, my body is a temple. I'm not gonna let you hit raw.
They're getting way too comfortable. They're getting the raw epidemic is a problem.
No, it's a problem. I'm so
nobody wants it. Yeah,
like I'll be talking to girls and they're just like, oh, I don't use condoms. Like
I literally just made a TikTok being like, guys, pull and pray is not funny. Pull and pray is not a joke because everybody does it. Like, first of all, I remember when I was in high school though, like me and my friends were super good on condom safety. Like when we were first going to Pound Town, everybody was like, yes, condoms. And then I've noticed through college, as you said, like being with guys, being like, oh, I don't have one. I'd be like, well, if I do. You didn't get a pass because I think guys kind of think, oh, if I don't bring one, I get to do it raw. Like they're trying to do boy math. And I'm like, dude, shut it down. Even my current man, the first time we hooked up, didn't have a condom. He was like, I really didn't think I was going to get it tonight. He's like, I give him shit because I'm like, you didn't have one? And he was like, I honestly did not think we were going to go home. He was like, I did not get that far. Cute. That's what I thought. But I was like, I brought one. So it was fine. But I always like recommend to like fill them put them in your car, put them in your purse. Like just fill every place so you never have a reason to not have one. You never know. Shit, put it in your center console. Like, I don't care. Put it in your bra before a date.
One time my mom was helping me pack my bags.
Moms are nosy.
You're so nosy for college. And like, I had this bag and like, I don't know, it was just a little toiletry bag. And like, she was like putting stuff in my suitcase and she unzips it and there's just like a bunch of condoms in there. And she's like, Trinity, what the hell is this? And I was like, aren't you proud I'm being safe? Like,
college essentials, mom. Like, this was on my, they gave it to me on the registry. They said to bring your own.
I got this at orientation, mom. Like, seriously. No, but I was like, aren't you glad I'm being safe? You know how many people don't have these, mom? Like, you should be giving me a nice pat on the back.
I have a hilarious story similar. It was in high school. Me and my high school boyfriend at the time had, we just started going to Pound Town together. This is like our first times really, doing it. So you're eager, you're going crazy. You're like rabbits, okay? I have to admit, we were rabbits, we were feral, and we were buying hella condoms, like left and right, because we were only using that. I was on birth control, but double the safety.
Double safe.
Yep. So he apparently, though, was the one usually buying them. And he had, for some reason, just kept throwing them in this one drawer in his bedroom and had like 20 boxes of just like different crazy. Like, we were buying crazy ones. Like, we talked about it on my episode on the podcast on Girl Core. Her pleasure, ribbed ones, icy hot, cold, gold, warm.
The kinds.
Shit you would never buy, but we were young and dumb. And his dad one day is looking for something. He's going through his things and finds all the condom boxes. By this point, there was up to like 20 to 50 boxes. This is like a year of condom use and going through
throw
it.
them away?
He was like, honestly, I thought it was kind of cool. Like, I had so many. And I was like, dude, what?
He was a collector.
He was a collector. He was a hoarder of the condom boxes. His dad had to have a sit down. They came home. They were all on the kitchen table. Him and his mother were like, what is this? And he's like, just like you, like, I'm being safe. And they're like, how many are you using? And it was insane. Like, back then, we were just going rounds just to go rounds. We were like, how many could we go? Like, you know, you're young. You're like,
you're young. It's like your first
curious.
time.
Yeah. So the condom uses was going crazy. And I'll never forget that. Like, I hope if he ever sees this on TikTok, he has a good laugh.
Remember and reminisce, you guys.
Yes, don't hoard your condoms. Throw them in the dumpster. Throw them in your friend's trash can, your neighbors, just anywhere but yours.
Just don't keep them in your bedroom drawer, I guess.
Yeah, everything gets caught.
I guess, condoms are a very common form of contraceptive because they're very easy to get. They're non-hormonal.
Yep.
You can use them
Colleges,
very easily.
universities, you can get them.
Very easy. Go to your college nurse and they'll have them there if you really, really need one. But other than that, there are birth control methods that you can use. And we're going to be talking about a few different ones. I personally have been on 2 different forms of birth control. I started with the Nuva ring. If you guys don't know what that is, it's like a little ring and it's like this big. It looks like a hair tie. And you put it inside of you and it just sits in your like vaginal canal. It just sits in there and it just releases hormones into your body. Damn. And I hated it so much.
I've actually never been on that one. I've tried everything but that one.
Really? You haven't tried that one?
No, it's the only one I haven't because like I didn't trust it. I was like, what if it slips out? Like just because of the idea, as you said, like it's small, it slips up there, like the IUD, these things I trust, like it's in there. The ring I was skeptical of.
Yeah, I did not like it. It just didn't work for me. Like my best friend's still on it. She loves it. And like she just
How long does that one go for?
You change it out every month.
Oh.
So you put it in, it's in there for like a month or 28 days. And you take it out, you have your period and then you put a new one in. And you just throw it away.
Can you skip your period if you just like put it in right
your
away?
Period, yeah, but they don't recommend it on that. I don't know why though, but they don't recommend
it. Can mess up your hormones, they say, just to like not keep the regulation going. Like even the birth control pills, I know girls, if you skip the blank week and you can just skip your period, but they don't recommend it just because your body should it's shedding the uterine wall.
It's natural and it's a woman and it's
just like your cleaning system. It's your once a month filtration.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we don't want a baby this month. Bye.
Exactly. Clear the way. Toxic.
Yeah, I did my research and like that one had like the least amount of hormones for everything but the like copper IUD and that's what I wanted, so I got it, but it really was. It still made me go crazy. Or maybe it didn't, and I just chalked it up to it being the new ring.
Girl math, whatever.
Like, anything could have been it, and I was like, wow, it's got to be this.
Hormones.
And I remember the day I just like took it out and like threw it in the trash can, and I just never thought about it again. I was like, I'm not doing this.
It's kind of beautiful. I feel like you should have framed it in a weird
way. That
would have been funny.
My first birth control.
You could have had it as a background on the podcast episode. It's a little ring.
So this is my Nuva ring.
Yeah.
It was inside of me.
This is the OG.
No, yeah, but I didn't like it. And then a year later, I got an IUD, and I actually did like a little mini series on like my spam account of me getting my IUD because I thought it was really silly. And a lot of girls in the comments were like talking about their experiences with getting an IUD because I was like fine, right? Like I was like, I'm gonna go in there, it's gonna be good, and like I was like, you know what? Maybe I should prepare by watching some TikToks. And I was like, that is the worst thing to do because these girls are like screaming, crying, like I threw up and passed out. This was the worst experience of my life, and I was like,
extreme.
And I was like, oh my God. And like, no one could take me. I was going by myself to get it put in. So I was like, oh my God, like, what if I can't drive home? Like, I was so scared.
Yeah. And that's like, they literally tell you, like, to not drive yourself home because they say that. Like, the other birth control that I've tried is the arm insertion. It's that little thing that slips up there. And I did faint actually during it. Yeah. Because like, just like they slipped it underneath and they had a nurse training who was learning and, you know, they had her in the room. So they were explaining everything. And then they were like, oh, do you want to see how it wiggles underneath the skin to her? And I looked down right at the moment and I just see like the little scalpel and something underneath my skin like wiggling, and I just like went down. And my actually was like somebody was supposed to drive me. That's when I was like 18 or something. I didn't. I was like, "Ah, I'll just do it myself. I have work after. I got to get to work." And I fainted, woke up, was like, shit, went to my car, like ate like a little almonds that I had, and then just like went to work. And I was like, fuck, that was crazy. Like I was so pale and lightheaded. Yeah. Now I'm like a baby. Now I'm like, I need 3 days of mental preparation. My man's gonna take me. I need like some coffee beforehand, a little sweet treat, maybe a little ganja, maybe a little something green.
That actually probably would help because I think it relaxes you.
Exactly.
You just need to be
It's
relaxed.
hit or miss. It depends on the person.
yeah, true.
It might make some people anxious.
No, yeah, it makes me hella
I
anxious.
can relax, yeah, but my bestie, she's like that. She's like, "I would be shitting myself if I took something beforehand." She's like, I'd get so paranoid." And she's like, some people get, like, aware of people, like, they're like, "Oh, they're gonna tell I'm high." And then so if you're in the doctor's room, it might make you go crazy.
No, yeah, I just took hella, like, painkillers before. I took Advil and ibuprofen, and then when I got there, they offered me medicine, like, pain. I was like, "Do you have anything for the pain?" They're like, "Oh, we can offer you this medicine." And I was like, they're like, "But don't take it with Advil." I was like, "Okay." And I took it anyways. And I was fine. I was fine. But yeah, I would say the pain of actually getting an IUD and like, I was like this. I was like, ow. And then that's pretty much it. And the nurse held my
Very
hand.
quick.
She let me like hold her hand
Aw,
and like squeeze it. And she's
that's
like, "I'm here to
sweet.
hold your hand." I was like,
I love that. You're like, "Thank you."
well, there's like a man down there like inserting this
You
thing.
had a man do
Yeah, I
it?
had a man.
That's bold. I go to an all women's clinic. I'm like, I don't want to see a man in
Oh,
this room with me.
wow.
I don't like. It's not that like there's prejudice towards the man.
No, that makes sense though.
Yeah, like he's just as good, but I just don't want a man up in there.
Yeah, I was like, because I was at the Planned Parenthood. So I was like, why are you here?
Why did you become a coochie doctor?
I have a question, sir. Why are you here?
Why are you here? Yeah. I think too, like, as you said, like, you asked for pain medication to the girls, feel free to speak up. If you're
Yeah.
scared, tell the nurse. They'll hold your hand. Even if male or female, they will help you relax. And even for myself, I told them that I was super nervous. So they gave me, it was like a high dosage Tylenol that I had to put up my kitty cat.
Wow.
Yeah, before the appointment. So they gave me that like 30 minutes before my IUD appointment. And then that helped to reduce the pain. So when I actually went in, your actual cervix was not going to feel as much pain.
Wow.
Yep. So you can ask. And I'm actually getting a new one in like 5 days. I'm
Wish her luck. We're sending Soldier into battle.
You will be seeing the updates. Yeah, I'm going in hot. And I actually asked them, and they said they can give me like a numbing cream.
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
Something
Is
in
it
there.
cervical numbing
Yep,
cream? Yeah.
exactly. So ladies, ask because there are options. If you just sit there silently, if you're scared, you're not gonna, what is it? Empty mouths don't get fed. You gotta ask and speak up for yourself, especially in the doctor's room for women, because they're not gonna ask you usually.
Oh yeah, and they won't take you seriously. So be
adamant.
yes, be like, I want this.
Don't
I want
let
this.
them tell you you're dramatic. I literally, what was I doing? I just got a pap smear, and I was crying. I was crying on the table. This was only like 4 months ago. Yeah. I don't know why I got so in my head. TikTok the night before. I'm watching TikToks on like the cervical clamps, and I had not had a pap smear since like 18 or something. Like I did it just to, check on things. And so this was the first one since. I was so scared because like they say like they have to like open it up, and all the women on TikTok are like, it really hurts because they have to like scrape part of your cervix to get a sample and like do the testing. So I was scared. I was like shaking. I was about to cry. The nurse was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm a little tense." And so she was like, "I'm gonna explain everything I'm doing. We're gonna talk you through it." And my man was just waiting for me in the car, and I was like, came out and I started bawling. He was like, "Dude, like, you just got a pap smear." And I was like, it was scary. So he's a little nervous about the IUD appointment.
Did the pap smear hurt?
No.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
it did not hurt
If
at all.
it's okay,
It was
it's
mental.
scary.
It is.
'Cause I was thinking, I was like, "Ugh, they just used the clamp and a little scraper."
Yeah, I think it was more just like the cold air,
Yeah.
the anxiety. Yeah.
And the doctor's office is just not a really fun or aesthetic place at all. It's so scary. And the smell really gets
oh my
to
God.
me.
Yep. It's that sterile, just like
Yeah, I'm like,
nothing.
I'm so scared right
but
now.
It smells like something. Yeah. So speak up, let them know you're uncomfortable, and don't freak out. Don't watch TikToks the night
Yeah,
before.
don't
like we
watch
did.
TikToks, you guys. Just listen to me. It's gonna be okay.
Like we will give you advice because we talk about it on TikTok, but we're not going to over dramatize something that's not that. We're not doing it for views. We're not doing it for clickbait. People like to clickbait, like even Brazilian waxes, something random I do all the time. I asked like to my lady, like, "Hey, can I film just my face?" And she's like, "Actually, yes, but no." Cause she was like, people like to come into these places and like act super dramatic and yell and scream to be like, it's, just to get views. And people might do that too at the IUD, at these appointments, use your critical thinking skills. Some people are making things dramatic. Some aren't, but some are.
That's so true. Be careful. There are rage baiters out there that will make you way more scared.
I promise you, we talk about crazy shit, but we're not rage baiting.
Oh my God. I was talking yesterday how I'm so blessed I don't have to be a rage baiter and I can just be authentic and just
I literally was talking about like how the coochie gets like discharged and people are like, "She's rage baiting." And I'm like,
That's real.
That's real. Like I think I said cheddar cheese, which triggered people. I didn't think people were going to take me literally. They were like, orange, you have orange cheese. And I was like, no, I just have like discharge. Like, people took the cheddar part very literally. I'm still getting comments and DMs about being like, girl, if you have orange cheese, you need to go to the doctor. And I'm like, it's not orange. I just said it in the moment. I was just like, cheese, cheddar cheese. People took it too serious. They think I'm rage baiting, but I just meant cheese.
No, that's so funny. Okay, guys. So if you aren't on birth control and let's say something terrible happens, there is something called a plan B.
Yep.
Or I've seen a few different names.
Yeah, they have
in the store, but I've only tried Plan B. I haven't tried any of the other ones.
Same.
But I'll tell you my experience with Plan B. Honestly, I'm glad it exists. Do I like using it? No. It really, really messes me up for some time, I will say. Yeah, it does. And like, I think like, it's just like mental for me. Like, I'll take it and like, it does mess with your hormones.
Yes.
So
it's like a huge disruptor.
Yeah, it's like, it literally, well, the way Plan B works is it like puts a delay on ovulation. So if you know, you go to Pound Town and something happens and there's cum inside of you, then you're like, oh God, what do I do? Hopefully you're not ovulating yet. You take the Plan B and it delays your ovulation so the sperm can die and you can be okay and the egg will not get fertilized. That's what happens. Since it does that, it really messes with your hormones and it'll make you feel like you're going psycho insane. And for me, like I get terrible breakouts every time I take Plan B on my forehead and then I go insane. Like my emotions are crazy. And I'm like, I hate, and I always get super rageful against men when this happens. You don't have to
what you
deal
mean.
with this. I was like, all you got was to like nut inside me and you don't even have to deal with the consequences of your actions. And like, I have to deal for 3 months. I feel like that. Yeah. So that's my experience with Plan Bs. I think they're a great thing. They are kind of pricey. So don't use that as your main form.
$50 usually, but Costco has them for like $20, I believe.
Yeah,
25.
Get a Costco card.
Yeah. Or if you don't have one, use your friends. You know, usually somebody always has a Costco card.
Only date men with Costco's cards. Yeah. That's what I'm going to say.
Screw the gold card. We don't need the Amex. We need the Costco for the Plan B.
I don't give a F if you have an Amex. Do you have a Costco card, bitch?
Exactly. I want my hot dog and my Plan B to go.
Please.
Gotta make a stop.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that the more you take Plan B, the less it works. But I actually don't know if that's, I've read about it and I just don't know if that's true.
I actually, I've heard that too. I haven't done any research on it, but I wouldn't believe so because as long as you're following the ovulation cycle, as you said, like if you're already ovulating, that could be a problem. So it might be user error. Honestly, if the girls have used it multiple times in a row, and depending if they've used it multiple times in 1 month, they might be using it at a wrong phase, which then is not going to work because Plan B can fail because of, as she said, like it's stopping the, fertilization. So it depends where you're at in your cycle.
Like if you're already ovulating, I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to
and that's hard to know too. Like, are you ovulating? Are you not? And then that's when you send yourself into a spiral. And if you've taken a Plan B and now you're spiraling, still thinking that you're pregnant, it's gonna be a long week.
I did this thing once and I actually don't think it's I think it's called natural cycle tracking, but it's like, but I didn't know that's what it was. Like, I would just be like, oh, I don't know if I'm ovulating. Like, if I'm going to like get with this guy, like, let me take an ovulation test. And it tells you if you're ovulating or not. It's like, so then I was like, oh, I don't have to be worried. I wasn't ovulating. And like, then it would tell, oh, I am ovulating. Okay, well, and it tells you like 2 or 3 days in advance, like if you're going to be ovulating at that time. So I'm just saying like, that's another thing you can do if you want to be super safe.
There is such a good brand. I had them on a podcast episode and they're a brand. They are amazing. And they have at-home ovulation tests that you can do. They give Plan B online that you can order and you can even get it for free because they have a program where people can give it for free. Like people can make donations so that girls in critical situations still have access to it. I'm literally pulling it up right now. Okay. I named the episode Viva la Vovola. That does not give me any Winks Health.
That's cute.
Winks Health. Yeah. If you need free Plan B, if you want to do an ovulation test, if you want to even test your cycle and see how your pH health is going down there, if you have a funky smell, Winks. I'm not even sponsored, guys, but like low key, they're a great brand. And I love
awesome.
Their backstory and their initiative is so good.
That's good knowledge, you guys, because there is times when you're like, I don't have $50. What the hell do I do right now? And it's scary.
And as she said, Planned Parenthood, great resource. They have so many locations. They're super private. They don't just do, the borscht. Hey, they don't just do those. They do so much more than that. They do regular testing, health checks, cervical tests, male prostate tests, testicular cancer. They check for a lot of things, females, males, they, thems. It is not just that one bad branding that they get a lot of hate for.
Yeah, I actually walked out of the Planned Parenthood and there was a bunch of people with crosses standing around my car.
I was like, them off sometimes.
I was like, I just got an IUD. I was literally walking. I had a heating pad on me like this and I was like walking to my car and they were like,
You're going to hell.
I'm sorry. I'm really
No.
sorry, guys. Like, I just got an IUD,
Yep.
so can you let me in my car?
Like, it's not that serious. And like, I understand people's viewpoints. I grew up Catholic, so I get how people feel about these things. That's your personal choice. But I hate people standing outside of a doctor's office and hating on you because you never know. Like, I don't go outside an old person's home and like start shaming bitches. So why are you shaming me? No, I do usually aggressively like give a finger when I see those anti-protests outside because I'm just like, you're stopping a really good program.
Yeah, and I'm like, what else? Like, do you have anything else to do right
Dude,
now?
and
Like,
it's
are you retired?
People
What are you
always look
doing?
retired as
And
fuck.
yeah, I'm like, you're retired. Like, you need
Please.
to move. Like,
I'm sure if some young girl wanted to hook up with you, guy, whoever, y'all would be saying yes.
No.
And if something happened, you sure as hell would be coming here to get it fixed. Just
God.
saying.
So real. Okay, now I want to touch on something that I think has become way too common, and it's called the pull-out method. And I don't think this is a form of contraception. I don't want to say it is. I don't
No.
think we should be using this. And like that's the thing is like when I went to college, the amount of people that are like men that are like, I just use a pull-out method and I've never failed. Ever.
Yep.
My pull-out came 10 out of 10. I'm like, you're a liar and it could fail and you won't even know.
Yeah.
It's so risky. Like it literally is so risky to be relying on the pull-out method. If you guys don't know what the pull-out method is, it's when you don't use any contraception and you just pull out and then hopefully no nut gets inside of
Literally,
you.
pull and pray
Pull and
is
pray.
the full saying.
Genuinely, like my parents are like, you were pull-out babies, like blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, that's the thing. Like you don't know.
And pre-cum is a thing.
It's a
They
thing.
can fertilize. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they can't feel that. They don't feel that little pre-drip coming out. So they're pull and pray. Don't trust a man to be like, I can feel it. There's no physical way he can feel pre-cum. I know. Trust me, guys. I'm a bop. I'm a lot. And I can promise you no guy can feel that. And baby girl, you're not going to be able to feel it. I can barely feel when they sometimes finish. Okay. He's the side. So you don't know.
Yeah, pre-cum is serious. I was talking to my friend one time and I was like, and she was like, oh, I don't use anything. I was like, aren't you scared of pre-cum? She's like, what's pre-cum? I was like,
oh my gosh. What's pre-cum? No, it's fine. It's fine. You're just getting intimate and you don't even know the basics.
No, yeah, guys, but pre-cum is real. And it literally just comes out. Like, they don't even have to be finishing. It's just there.
It's just leaking. And I just made a TT and some girl commented, she's like, yeah, I'm actually on my second pull and pray child. So
yeah, guys, we really should. We don't want to scare you. We just want to let you know that
That's
a
why
lot
we're
of people
saying
say the pull-out method is their go-to. It works, but it's a dangerous game. You're playing with fire and babies.
And as her friend said, she had no clue. We are just here to educate and drop the facts. You do as you wish with the information, but just saying it is not foolproof. And like, it's just like if you really do have a lot going on your plate, your life, imagine a child in it. Maybe you're not ready for that at the moment. And just, you can get free contraceptives anywhere. Do not believe in the whole trope that it doesn't feel as good without the condom, because I feel like that's the pull and pray argument. Is she's just like, oh, it doesn't feel as nice. They have the ultra thinnest protection. It feels amazing. He cannot tell the difference.
There's ways around. Do not let men manipulate you and tell you like, oh, it's just I can't feel anything when I use a condom. Like you're lying. And there's ultra thin condoms. There are ways around it. Do not let men manipulate you out of using a condom, because I've been in that situation like 5 times. And I'm like, why? I am the woman. I am the receiver.
And you're going to feel that guilt and you're going to feel the pressure to just say yes. Do not just go with it. Also, just as STD testing, as we've talked about earlier, you never know what somebody has. There's a lot of untestable things. And there's a huge rise right now in HPV, which is a non-testable STD in men. You can test for it in women, but you will have to get like a specific test for it. So you won't know. And that can cause for ladies cervical cancer, and men have no clue. It doesn't even come up on a test. So always use protection if it's somebody you do not know, random, whatever. Even if it's a guy you start dating, you guys should get tested no matter what.
Yeah, it's just safe. It's just smart. And there's nothing dirty about going to get an STD test. It's very, very nice to know your partner has been tested and that you are tested.
Just got
you
tested
don't know.
last week. It was amazing.
Yeah,
and it's a full test. They do the mouth swab. If you can get that, I highly recommend. You never know if guys are kissing, herpes, things like that. They can do a mouth oral swab. They do the inside. And for the people that like to use the back door, gays, girls, whoever, you can do also a backdoor swab, and you should, to also make sure there's nothing going on back there, because lots of people forget about that, especially within the LGBTQ community. It's really important to get tested even in the back door. I know it's weird. It's a little Q-tip. You got to stick it up there dry. It's 2 seconds. You swab it and you're good to go and you're done. And you do it yourself. You do it by yourself in the room. So it's not like a doctor doing it. You just got to man up and stick that Q-tip back there. So just to give you an outlook on what the testing looks like, because I feel like people don't do it because they're scared.
Yeah,
they just don't know what to expect.
It's
not
literally not scary. Thank you for that.
It's very relaxing. Yeah.
You need to know that. Yeah, guys, like just go. Like I remember the first time I got STD tested, it's because I was stupid. And I actually look back at these years and I was like, I made it out alive. Like, I shouldn't have, but like,
you were protected from above.
I was protected from above. Like,
Yep.
I can't even comprehend. But like, I get home from this trip. I went to like see a sneaky link, and I'm telling my roommates about, my fun experience I had with him. And they're like, oh my God, Trin, what if he had an STD? I was like, I didn't think about
my bubble like that.
Literally, I didn't think about that. And this was after he like manipulated me into not using a condom. So I already didn't want to do that. And I was like, whatever, like, fine, whatever. But don't just say whatever. Because if he had genital herpes, I would have genital herpes forever. Forever. You can't get rid of that. So God bless that.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. There is no penis that's worth a lifetime of genital herpes.
Never.
I promise. Like, I'm not trying to, again, we're not trying to scare you out of it, but we're just think of what can happen. And guess what? Sex is so much more fun when you're safe. And when you know that it's going to be safe.
Yep.
And when you're going to leave that room and be like, I just had pleasure and I'm not going to overthink anything. I'm not going to feel guilty. I'm not pregnant. I don't have an STD. Like, life is great. And like, that's how you relate sex to positive emotion.
Yes.
And not guilt. And like, oh, like, why do I get sad or cry after sex? Like, it's guilt, babe. Like, it's so deeply rooted in us to feel that way. But like, that's a topic for another time.
Yeah, that's a whole nother discussion.
That's a whole nother discussion.
Exactly.
Bottom line, guys, condoms are cool.
They are great.
Safe is
like
awesome.
Condoms are cool t-shirts.
No, I'm gonna
you can buy merch for it.
I'm gonna make that.
Condoms are cool, guys.
Let me write that down. Yeah. No, condoms are cool. Like, don't let men tell you like, oh, it's weird or make you feel like weird.
And they have so many forms, so use it. Use it.
If you guys get bored, try a different kind of condom.
They have
icy hot ones.
They got tasty ones. They got flavored ones.
Get a coconut. Get a coconut flavored one. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is feminine hygiene and cleanliness, just all around. Because I actually did a TikTok and I talked about coochie wash and I got flamed. They were like, don't use anything up there. Oh my God, that's so dangerous. You're going to get an infection.
We're not squirting it inside. Okay.
I was like, I'm not getting up there. Like, you guys, the outside is just like every other part of your body. Yep. Like, it needs to be washed.
Yep.
And if it's not.
And these things are hydrating. So it has natural oils that are going to hydrate like the inner thigh creases. Like I notice in the summer when I'm wearing bikinis a lot, I get like that little inner crease like chafing or just dryness. And so these are also moisturizing the skin around it. They're not just like washing it. They're also hydrating. They have glycolic acid. They have lots of, serums and things. And that's also why we're not putting it inside the coochie, because even if they're unscented on this, on that, we're not putting it in there. You're just washing around the surface.
Like if it's a coochie wash, it's made for your coochie in mind. You got to just find like a coochie wash that is pH balanced. That is the same pH balance as your coochie. And I'm pretty sure it's like, I want to say 3.5 to 4 or 3.
Yeah, the pH
it's like something like that.
Scale,
it's very, very close to that.
And they have some great ones. Like you can buy them anywhere. We were just talking about the one that we love. It's like a pink and white brand. Freaking A, I was hoping it'd come to me. Another one is Niche and Nooks. They have some amazing cleaners. They have like a vanilla one, which has a fragrance, but this one is a very gentle fragrance. And I put it all around like my legs, inner thighs, just all that area. And it really does make it smell nice and fresh. And it keeps it clean because obviously you need to exfoliate, and if there's dead skin and then you're not cleaning it away, you're just rubbing bacteria into your kitty cat. But we're not using this at all inside the lips, on the outside of the lips, and that's all you need to do, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, like it makes you feel fresh, it makes you feel clean, and there's nothing weird about wanting to be fresh or clean down there. It's actually awesome, and I use this one, and it's from the brand Her Fantasy, and it's like minty. It's really weird. But I love it so much.
I've literally tried. I know exactly what you're speaking, guys.
It's like my coochie just chewed gum and drank water. Like that's what it feels like. And I'm like, and I love it. And it's a good, I've never had a problem with it. Never, ever, ever had a problem with it. And like a lot of people go, oh, like you know your body. Like know if you're extra sensitive. Like there's very
clear indicators.
Yeah. So just know that. But using a coochie wash isn't going to mess anything up. Just be gentle. Be safe. Don't put it inside of you. Just on the outside.
And don't be afraid to, I feel like lots of people avoid even their kitty cat area. They're like nervous of just touching it, seeing it, opening it. Dude, I get the head of the water shower, it's spraying. I turn around, spread my cheeks, and I let that get in there. I rub the crack. I get in there because ladies, you're going to the bathroom, you're wearing pads, tampons, things get messy. And then I do the reverse. I face it. I open the lips. I get the water in there. I do this little V where you're getting between the labia. Okay, get between the lips, get between the creases. Because ladies, before I've hooked up with my man, sometimes I'll run to the bathroom. I spread my legs. I peek underneath, peel the lips back, and I see in the inner creases sometimes a little bit of, discharge and things. So you really got to get up in the creases. Don't be afraid to. Get in there with just water inside and you're good to go with the outside being washed with the cleaners. But don't be afraid to move her around. She is your kitty. You should know her very well.
Yeah, you should be best friends with your kitty. Like, that's your girl.
I'm going to paint mine. She's so beautiful.
I'm going to color mine. She's awesome. No, yeah. And I also want to talk about discharge and like when you know, okay, this is a concerning thing. Because I remember when I was like 8 or something and I got discharged, I was like, oh my God. And then my mom got me like a book and it was like the puberty book. And I was like, yeah, this is normal and everything's going to be okay. But like,
the bees.
like, there definitely is like good discharge and there's definitely like,
discharge.
oh God, what's going on? Discharge. But I think like the good discharge that is just like your body cleaning itself. It's
your
just like,
ovulation cycle. She's just flushing out. She's going through. And like you'll notice maybe during like your ovulation cycle, just as we're talking about with Plan B, there might be more discharge than the normal weeks. And that's completely natural. Like whitish, even slightly yellowish on that side. Like not like clear white. It might be kind of opaque-y. Is usually a good sign. And it's gonna happen in your underwear, but it's not a bad thing. I made, as we're talking about earlier, a joke about cheddar cheese. It should not be orange, okay? I am getting flamed on TikTok because I said cheddar cheese discharge. Everybody's like, girl, it's fucking orange. Something is wrong. It was not orange. It was just a descriptive word I was using for cheese. I did not think people were going to take the cheddar part so literally. So yes, if it is orange, green, brown even, it's something to be skeptical of.
yeah.
Unless you're on your period and you're getting brownish discharge, that's just, kind of period blood mixed with it. So it's just like that. Like if it's the end of the cycle, you're done with your period, but you notice that discharge looks a little reddy brown, it's just still kind of clearing out,
Don't
flushing
worry,
out.
guys. There's some left over. Sometimes it just has to get flushed out. On a cheesy note, if it does look like cottage cheese, that is a good indicator you might have an infection, more specifically like a yeast infection. It could also be itchy. And those are the worst things ever to happen to mankind ever. Like it sucks so bad.
Common too. Like as she said, you could wear a freaking, you could use a body wash that just happened to get from, you were using it on your chest and it got down to you in the shower and then it irritated. You wore the wrong underwear. You change your fabric softener. I know like one of my friends is super allergic to Tide and she just gets really bad. Like it gives her UTIs and things. Yeah. So super fragrance things you got to be careful, got to stay away from.
Yeah. But you can fix it. You can go to the doctor. You can go to the CVS. I did, this little thing. Do you know what I'm talking about for yeast infections?
Boric acid?
I know it's a little pill. It's actually terrible, and I don't recommend it.
Is it like a probiotic that you kind of put in there?
No, it's like a white.
Oh, it's that thick one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't use that. There's other options. That should be your last resort.
I had to do that because I got like an injury when I was in France on my ankle. I almost got blood poisoning or like it almost got to my bone. And so because of all the antibiotics that I was on, it was killing all my white blood cells. So I got a really bad UTI because of all the medication. It was just killing all my good stuff. And I had to take that little pill. I had to take one orally, which was huge. It was like this giant white pill that I had to swallow. And then I had to put another one in my kitty cat. And that's when it gets like extreme, just because when you're on high medication. So things happen, but that's like last result. But you can go to the doctor if you're noticing like it's getting a problem.
Yeah, but I've had a lot of friends tell me the boric acid is like the way to go. And you don't even have to have anything wrong to use that. If you want to feel clean, you want to clean her out, put a boric acid.
I do that like maybe once a month usually, just as like a little usually after my period when I'm still, as we were saying earlier, getting like that red discharge. And I'm like, oh, she's lingering a little too long. You do it the night before and then the next day you're good to go. You don't want to hook up, like don't put it in and then go to Pound Town because like it will be in there. It will slip out.
Yeah.
And then the day after, you might notice a little bit still dripping out, like very little, but you're good to go after like that. You just put it before bed and you're good the next day.
Yeah, I would prepare your days. Just know like, oh, I'm doing boric acid. Like we're going to have to reschedule the sneaky link.
Totally.
Like, just know that. But it's always good to use.
Yeah, and you can eat also just good probiotics, Greek yogurt, kefirs, kombuchas. I always recommend because those are everybody has at home. Very easy. You can even buy pills like probiotics. I take some all the time. I just worked with a great brand, Happy V, and they have really good, like theirs are clinically tested and patented, like probiotics and prebiotic, which are two different things, pro and pre. And you can eat that in food, kiwis, things like that, really good for you, or you can take it. And I take like those every day and it really helps keep the balance, especially after your period. You might notice a little bit of, natural smell. It could be you ate too much junk food, soda. Those pills keep you normal.
Diet does have a big impact on the way you smell, by the way.
Totally. It's not like your kitty's not unhealthy. It's just your diet. And as she's saying, that's your pH balance. That's a different thing than kitty health sometimes.
It all aligns with each other. So think about that. Be like, oh gosh, like if my diet's bad, like it doesn't smell as good as when my diet's That's just the truth. The fact of the matter.
Guys have the same shit happen. Like, I smell stink dick. Okay. Like,
oh God.
It happens.
I can't. Like, the smell of makes me gag.
Let's just hope they're circumcised. And if they're not, they better have good hygiene.
I saw dick cheese and IRL ones. And you guys, it's real. It's not a myth. It's not an urban legend. Dick cheese is real.
If you're in a relationship, you got to be prepared. You never know. I just tell my man like before, like, wash. Go wash. Like I go to the bathroom, he goes to the bathroom, we do a little prep, and then we're good to go. Especially if you just woke up in the morning, you never know. You never know.
You never know what was fermenting overnight. Yeah. Like you just better be safe.
That.
Sorry. Oh God, I can't even think about that.
Don't worry, guys. It's very rare.
It's awesome to be clean. Bottom line,
Yes.
You don't have to feel weird asking your mom for coochie wash. I'm a girl. I'm a girl, and I want to keep my.
And that's the thing. Like, don't let them take it sexual all the time. I think lots of parents, like, when you start asking for these things, they're like, "Oh, so you want to do this?" No, I just want to smell nice. I noticed that I'm going. You could say like I'm going through I'm going through puberty. You're getting a little stinky, sweatier. That's literally what happened to me. I was so smelly for some reason when I went through puberty. Like I did like 3 sports at once. So my feet had that stank hormonal smell all the time. Like they were just so sweaty and stinky. I remember my armpits. So my mom was buying me everything. She was throwing all this shit. Like she bought this extra heavy duty, whatever clothing wash. Like things happen. So just use that as an excuse. Just be like, oh, I'm just, going through puberty. I'm just noticing blah, blah, blah. You can, if you don't want to be straight up of just like, I just need something for my kitty cat.
Yeah, that's so nice. Like, I remember I had to hide mine in my CVS bag. I was like, no one will know I bought this coochie wash. No one will know.
Maybe ask your dad, like, if you have a good relationship, a male figure, because usually guys are just going to think it's body wash. Just be like, oh, yeah, I just need some body wash. They're not going to freaking know.
That's so smart. Yeah. My dad never would have known.
I have divorced parents, so I use that card. Like, I'll have my dad buy it, and he's just like, okay, sweetie. Like, my mom, mothers are nosy. They're going to read that shit. Dad's like, okay, buy your freaking body wash. I don't care.
Wow, that's awesome. I still can't ask my dad to go buy me tampons. Really? It's too scary. I can't do it.
3 daughters, so he's had to suck it up, and he's like, I've had wives. He had 3 wives, 3 daughters. He's
been around the woman. Yeah, no, it's too hard for me. He's like, what do you need from the store? I'm like, hey, just super tampons, please. Sorry.
Unless you want to cover a DoorDash.
And I'm like, okay, sorry. It's so scary, but hey, your dad isn't gonna care. Your dad loves you. Okay?
Yeah, he knows what's up.
Yeah, bottom line, guys, it's awesome to be clean and it's fun and it's great to smell amazing.
Yes. And female health is not embarrassing. At the end of the day, I remember when I would buy my condoms, I went with as much confidence as possible. Like, yes, I'm doing this for women. At 18, I got a little girl power tattoo on my ankle because I was just like, I'm going to stand for this shit.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, I've been about it for years. So like when I would go there, I'd be cocky. I'd like go up to the teller at 18. He'd be like, yeah, give me those condoms. I'll take those ones. Yep. Give me her pleasure and just go for it. The more you own it, the less awkward it is.
Yeah. Your sexuality is awesome and it's not something to be hidden.
No, it's fun.
It's a part of being human.
True that.
Okay, now I want to talk about some things that can happen, okay, that could be scary and that no one warns us about because at this point, if this happens, it's too late, you're pregnant and you're going to die. But that's not the truth. We're going to talk about if the condom breaks, which we kind of briefly went over earlier, but there are options. If you're, going to Pound Town, he pulls out, he's like, oh gosh, the condom broke. And you're like, oh no, I'm so scared right now. I actually happened to be one time and I was bawling my eyes out. I thought my life was over. But guess what? It wasn't. I drove to CVS and I bought a plan B and it was fine.
Yes.
Everything was okay, you guys.
It's not the end of the world. There's so many solutions. You can get plan B. You can this is not obviously, this is like, do it if you will. I remember one time happened to me. I bought the plan B and also went through a bunch of natural herbal remedies and they were like I think it was like pomegranate juice or cranberry juice, some type of juice. It's like a natural pesticide down there. I was eating there's certain foods that are like bad for reproduction. So I was eating that. They said spicy foods, terrible. I ate like 2 whole bags of Takis.
Wow.
I was doing super high endurance workouts that day because I was like, what can I do? I was like 17, 18. I was like freaking out just like that. Like, I don't want to be pregnant. I took the plan B. Like, everything was fine. But you cannot get tested until like 2 weeks in to a week. It will not come back positive, one of those tests usually. So you have to wait. And that's what drives you crazy. So in that waiting time, I was doing all this crazy shit after taking the plan B. And then I tested myself and I was fine. And then I was like, oh, no more high endurance and crazy eating habits for this week.
Yeah, like what I always do when things like this happen, and it's literally just you waiting to be able to take a test, is like to ease my mind, I'll go through like where exactly I was on my cycle, if I could pinpoint it and be like, is there actually anything to be worried about? Because when you're on your cycle, there's only about 6 days that you really need to be worried about. And that is like your ovulation window. And
yes,
you're able to get pregnant for like your egg is released for like 24 to 48 hours. But within that, it's like 5 days that sperm can live in your body. So that's why you have to be thinking about it for those 6 days.
Yeah.
So I always think like, was I between that window? Like, was I ovulating? Like, is it even physically, logically possible for me to get pregnant? And I'm like, okay, no. And I took a plan B. Okay, no. I did take a plan B. So yes. And now everything's okay. Logically, I can't. And if you answer this question, you're like, "I was ovulating and I didn't take a plan B." Well, it's okay. Are other avenues if you get pregnant, so you can think about that if that happens.
Yeah, I think that too. I feel like you're somebody who I'm not a much like mental person, overthinker. I'm like a solution. I need to just like clear the head. Like I don't want to think about it until then. So I went on the like, I'm just gonna stay busy, work out, eat these crazy foods, and that gives me. Sometimes you need to write it down. Sometimes you need to go through your head, do a checklist, put a pen on paper, give yourself that
Yeah.
reassurance, look at it. That way you just can't get that obsessive, kind of OCD tick where you keep going over and over about it.
Yeah.
It's not healthy. It's not good for your stress. It's not good for your body health. And usually you're probably fine. I think I probably had like when I was first new to it, every time we went to Pound Town, I was stressed. Like you're gonna have it happen.
Every
Yeah.
time.
So it doesn't matter. Like you're gonna have that over freak out and you just need to like do these things mentally, physically check in with yourself. And if you need a cheap birth control test, the dollar store, the Dollar Tree, the 99-cent store have really cheap good ones. Most schools, you can go to any university. You don't even have to be a student. Go to the health center and they can give you usually a birth control test if you need one. Usually most people have universities somewhere nearby if you are really that desperate. And last but not least, Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, so there are avenues and options, guys. Like, you're allowed to express your sexuality and have fun.
Yeah, I mean,
Things happen, things happen. That's
yes.
why we have all these options.
And also, I think it's really scary because people imagine, okay, you're pregnant, now what? They imagine this really scary procedure that's going to take place at one of those doctor's offices. Usually, if you catch it early enough, there are other things you can do. A little pill you can take, which can help, filter things out. And I know that's intense, but it's not always so intense to that last minute where you're thinking of these, stereotypical big surgery that they have to
Yeah.
do. Usually, you can take a pill that will actually clear it out for you if you catch it early on. So, if you're like tracking your cycle, knowing where you are, you can be really prepared and have a lot more options. Last thing you want to do is put it off just because you're scared and hoping it's going to go away. Maybe you are pregnant. You're like, I'm just not going to do anything about it. I'm too nervous. I'm too scared. The sooner you confront it, the better.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't just ignore it if it's there.
No.
Unfortunately, guys, that's the truth. But it's not the end of your life. I
No.
promise.
And if you want to, then that goes into the decision process. Talk to friends, family, counselor, anybody. There's so much free mental health and so much, free help to talk to somebody about this with. And if you don't have a trusted somebody, there are a lot of programs, Planned Parenthood, that have free counseling, free family planning. So you can figure out your next steps and be prepared.
Yeah. Now I want to talk about if you feel pressured in the bedroom ever, how to stand your ground and like how to say no, because I feel like as
Yeah.
a people pleaser, a past people pleaser, because I'm working on not doing it anymore. But
Yep.
like I was always just like so like, okay, like yeah, we can do it. I was so chill, but like
Yep.
that's my body. This isn't for him.
This isn't
is
the
for
time to be
y'all.
nonchalant.
Yeah, no, this is your body. Yeah, when it comes to your
Throw
body
that shit out the window.
and doing things, like stand your ground. And like
Yes.
and I get it. You don't want to be a girl that's hard to get or like is
No.
just a tease or like won't let him do anything, but it's your body. You do not owe him anything.
No.
Genuinely don't.
100%.
And it's not you giving something to him. It's y'all both getting something. So it's 50-50. You shouldn't feel like you have to do it just because he wants it. Like, why does he deserve that?
Totally. And I think like there's so many forms of coercion and gaslighting and talking into. I've seen that trend actually going around, which I was like, it's funny, but it's not. It's like the one where he was like, just hold it. Or just
Yeah.
touch it. Just touch it is what they were saying. Like they're like ladies, like I've like they're joking around. Like I've said like the trend where it's like I've drinking Pink Whitney and they're like, I've cried, I've died, like I've gone through it before. And now a new one people are doing is like when he says, just touch it, babe, just hold it, babe, just let me show you it. Like that's a form of coercion. Although it's like funny when girls are being like, don't fall for this one. Like that's actually serious and there will be micro forms of it. I think people think it's this big, intense, scary scene where somebody's being forceful. It is minor. It's going to come in very sneakily, very coy. And that's when you fall for it. Like, I guess. So your boundaries are going to be pushed always in the bedroom on a micro level, usually not on a huge, big deal. So it's harder to say no in those moments, especially if you're even dating, if your boyfriend, your girlfriend. And I think in that moment, the best thing is call it like it is. You're being weird. You're being pushy. And
Yeah.
like that usually puts like a guy on a quick defense. So he's going to get defensive. He's going to be like, what? No, don't say that. Like, because they don't want to be known as that. Nobody wants that, but you need to call it like it is.
Yeah.
And it's very simple. Just being like, I'm not going to lie. You're making me really uncomfortable right now. Like you're being very pushy. And I was like, that's not cool. When you call somebody like that, it's very coy and it puts them on the red alert and then they feel bad. So that's all you pretty much got to say to
Yeah, you just
them.
gotta stand up for yourself. And it's so hard because I do remember being in my first relationship when I was 13 and my boyfriend, he was 15. So he would just be like, this is what relationships do. And he did tell me, he was like, just touch it. just touch it. And I was like, I don't want to. Like, I've never seen a penis before. I was 13. Whips that thing out. I literally was crying because I was like, I'm not ready to see
Exactly.
this. And like, he didn't care. And he was just like, just hold it, just hold it. And I was like, okay. And like, no times have I said yes when I wanted to say no, but where I was like, that was worth it. It's never worth it. Like, stand up for yourself, know your boundaries, know what you're comfortable with. And just because you're dating, there's no set rules for what you have to do just because you're boyfriend and girlfriend. It's what you're comfortable with. Every relationship goes at its own pace. So don't feel pressured into doing anything just because you put labels on your relationship.
Yeah, it's just like that. Like, just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean they own the body and that you now have to put out because you're together. Lots of healthy relationships don't. It's very chosen. It's when you want to. So never feel that pressure. And I think too, like, as you said, like, it's really hard when it's somebody you care about because you love them and you have emotions. And it's so easy to coerce and talk people into those things because you care about them. But at the end of the day, you're going to reflect on it and you're going to feel guilty, as she said. You're going to cry. You're going to feel like this is a bad, dirty thing to be doing. It's not, but it feels dirty, and it is dirty because your boundaries are being passed and they're the dirty person, not you. The experience in general isn't bad, but the experiences that people have and what they do make it bad. And that's, I feel like, the generation, as we talked about at the beginning of the podcast, people, older women, older men who don't like this, who don't like us being so sexually confident, who hate on women that are so, aware and self-liberated, don't like it because they've had bad experiences. They've had creepy people. And those little micro things build up in your sex life to by the time you're 50 to 60, you have a really bad relationship with your sexual intimacy and with yourself. And even like, I think of lots of different family members. I've talked with women because now my family knows what I talk about. So it brings like people kind of trauma dump and they talk about, like, I didn't know that. Like, it always starts off really light, like, oh my God, it's so good you talk about those things. I wish I had you when I was a kid. And then they drop some trauma and I'm like, oh shit,
that's happened to me like 3 times.
Like, it makes people feel that comfortability, but then you're like, shit, like, it's the little things that have built up over time. And that's what starts it. Not everybody has a really bad sexual experience, like a really extreme, serious situation. It's those little things.
Those little things. Yeah. Like, I was like experienced a bunch of really negative little things in my sex life that I think later in life made me relate sex to negative emotions and like have a negative connotation when really it is a great, awesome thing. And I really wish I had someone there to talk to and be like, what do I do right now? But like, I didn't have anyone. I think that is why I find so much value in like what we do because there are so many.
And as you said, like, when he whipped it out and you're like 13, you can't tell anybody. You don't want to tell your parents. You don't want to tell your friends. Your friends are going to slut shame you because of the times. Like, there was no, sexual liberation at 13, which usually there shouldn't be much, but there's nobody that's going to make you feel good about it. You're going to get talked shit about. I remember a girl gave a blowjob at like 15. Everybody found out and she got super slut shamed and was crying at her locker. And I always relate this actually to why I am the way now because I hated how people treated that poor girl. I was like 2 years younger than her and being like, fuck, people are messed up. Like,
wow.
Sure, she did something, but it's not that big of a deal. And I think like it's really good to talk about it because of the problems that happen. And it just makes it so much funner and safer for everybody. And when you don't have anybody to talk to and you don't know what's wrong, you end up in those bad situations, children, adults. And that's why people hate on our TikTok sometimes just because we're talking about these very out there topics. But it's for those people that can't have anybody in their corner. We are in their corner.
Yeah, it's hard. Like, I grew up in a super religious family. So it was a no-go. Do not talk about it. And actually, I did tell my mom about what happened and I got like punished. And I was like, that's my fault.
Yeah.
And like, that's the other thing. Like, it was put on me when it was not my fault. Like,
and
genuinely.
That's bad parenting and bad society just because we did not have that in our tool belt. Like, I've had my own situations and I'm like, we did not have the right setup. They think they teach us by just saying, you shouldn't know about this until a certain age. Like, oh, you're that age. You don't need to know about this. Yes, you do. You need to know as many things about the situation in a very basic manner, just so that you have the tools to tell somebody what's happening if somebody's touching you inappropriately, doing something inappropriate, making you trying to do something so that you know, because people just like to play that ignorance. Like, kids don't need to be knowing about this. Yes, the fuck they do, because the rates of, bad sexual encounters start young, way younger than people like to admit and talk about.
I feel like that is when you should know about it because, like, you don't see it coming.
These are happening,
yeah,
whether you want to admit it or not.
It's like, yeah, it's better to know and to, like, get in a situation, like, have this negative relation to sex to your whole life, which literally sucks. I'm in the, like, phase where I'm healing my relationship with sex because I'm like, it's not a dirty, gross, scary thing that I should feel guilty about. It's amazing and awesome.
And it's a constant journey.
It really
I'm going on it. She's going on it. I'm 24. I've been learning everything I have to this point. I feel like because I luckily I got into such like a feminism, like girl power thing that I really started educating myself early and just like becoming more outspoken and things like that at a younger age, luckily. But it's still a journey though, because even when you know all the tools, even when you have all the things to say, I'm a
Yeah.
people person too, like people pleaser. I even knew in the moment this is wrong and I'm still doing it. And
Yeah.
like you know the answers. So
Yeah.
even then it's gonna be a journey of just like standing on your boundaries, confidence, self-worth, self-respect, and just using your voice. I say
Yeah.
like if you believe in chakras and all your alignments, your throat chakra is blocked. Your throat is blocked. You're not
Let it
speaking
outlet.
up. Yeah. And sometimes you gotta let it out. Scream. Do some weird, crazy, like hooey wooey stress relief where you scream, where you say all the things you never want to say just by yourself. And it helps you to practice that.
That is actually so true and real. I actually got my aura red. Like I got a picture of it.
Ooh, what does it look like? What
It's
colors?
rainbow. It actually is rainbow,
Damn.
yeah, and it's, like, weird, it's, like, my crown is, like, green, yeah, and then around me is, like, yellow, and then my root is red.
I have had the photo, and mine was just gold, kind of like a gold everywhere,
That's
just
so
like overall. And
awesome.
that was when I was like 19, 20. Yeah, I'd love to do it
Wow.
again.
That's
Yeah.
actually beautiful. Yeah, apparently your aura changes, like, all the time. My
Yeah.
sister's was, like, violet purple. It was so
Ooh,
beautiful.
yeah, they say even like in a different photograph in a different moment, like even like they can even take photos sometimes from previous photos and like be able to read the aura in that. And I feel like that's so true because even like when you look back at photos from good times and bad times,
Yeah.
the aura in the
You know
photo.
the
You look at
aura.
yourself and you're like, oof, my energy was way off. And then in some, you're like, I'm fucking glowing.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then I got, like, all my, like, chakras. I could see all the colors. So my sacral chakra was, like, no color. So
Huh.
I think it's blocked right now, but I'm gonna figure it out, you guys.
Yep. Get into it, guys. Chakra
Anyways.
healing, all that. They have like crazy meditations on
Yeah,
like
I just
Spotify
got
and
into,
shit.
like, energy healing, and I'm like,
I love it.
this is real and awesome.
It is
Like,
so real.
why do we
I got into
do
energy healing when I was like in 7th grade, so I would do them in the showers. Yeah, I have a very
You've
hooey
been
wooey
on it.
family.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Luckily, I come from a very hippie granola, like Catholic hippies. I don't know, weird combo, but
Awesome, though.
it's fun. Yeah, you can do like guided meditations in the shower to go through your chakras, and even like I like to showers random, but that's usually where you got nothing to do and your
Yeah,
head is
true.
clear. So I
It's
put it on the
quiet.
speaker, and you can figure out what's blocking or what's missing. Yeah.
Wow. I'm
Mhm.
gonna try that because my family was like, "Don't get into the voodoo
Oh my
witchy
gosh, yeah,
shit."
that happens too. I have one really religious one, and she threw away my tarot cards because she thought the devil.
I was like, "These are guidance. Like, you need to chill."
Stop, yes. I've got some like anti-family members and then some like hooey wooey. So we have a contrast, family get-togethers are always quite an adventure.
Like, when my family, like, they're staring at me like, "What do your tattoos mean?" And I'm like, "I can tell you're judging me right now." And I was
Mine's
like,
Harry Potter.
"It's Harry Potter."
Look,
And they're
guys.
just like,
A devil movie.
sorry, guys.
Sorry,
I gotta
tangents.
track that, but very important auras and Harry Potter. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is like knowing that you're allowed to feel pleasure in the bedroom. And like, it's not just for the man, it's for you too.
Totally.
And that's like a big thing. I think, no, sex ed didn't talk about this at all. Pleasure was not talked about because they're supposed to scare you out of doing it all.
Because you're going to do it and die.
So you're going to die and get pregnant. So like, why would they tell you the good parts about it? But
Yep.
sex is awesome. It is super pleasurable and it is a part of life. But the thing is, I think that we forget is that women are supposed to feel pleasure too. It's
Yep.
not just for the man. And it's like, oh, like we'll just go until he comes and then it's over and then you're done and you're left like unfinished, whatever, like whatever. Like they just leave you there like you're roadkill, but you deserve to feel good too.
It's a two-person thing,
Yeah.
There's 2 people involved. It takes 2 people to make it happen usually. I mean, 1 person too, but when you're in the moment, and I think too, like, obviously we're usually watching porn growing up. We're watching these videos, and it's all directed by men usually back in the day and filmed for male gaze because men are the main consumers, buyers, and that's who they market it towards. So usually it's not made for women, and that's where guys learn. Sadly, hopefully nowadays with TikTok and us and, me and Trin, like there's new ways to learn and get this information without having to watch awkward corn videos for
like, what's going on right now?
Because, if you see the girl, you're going to see him just like jackhammering and slapping it for 2 seconds and then she finishing crazy. Like, no. Yeah.
No.
So it's guys, like, sadly, society has, screwed men, women, they, them, both sides because nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah, we're all confused.
Exactly. So it's okay to know that, like, when it's also like you don't even know, because we don't learn this in sex ed, you don't even know what pleasure should feel like. You don't know what building an orgasm is going to feel like. You don't know how to start that. Guys, it's a little more self-explanatory. It's up, down, okay? So
yeah, they get
it easy. For women, it's so much more than that. So learning the feeling of a buildup of an orgasm by yourself and with a partner is very important. I say do it by yourself first to learn, then take that into your partnership.
Yeah, it is kind of like you need to know you're able to do it before you can do it with a partner. And I think because it's so mental for women. I feel like with men, they're
So
just
mental.
like accidentally figured it out. They're like, this feels good. And they're like, do it. And they're like, and something came out of me and I'm going to do it for the rest of my life now.
Yeah.
But like for women, it's like, oh, like you kind of have to know. And I have friends where they're like, oh, I've never orgasmed. I'm like, you've never orgasmed in your life? Do you know what you're missing out on? And it is kind of like, yeah, you kind of have to feel it out and do it yourself at first and see what works for you and like what feels the best for you. So then when you're in that situation, you can incorporate it into whatever is going on.
I like to say too, like, it's like a sneeze. It's going to build up. It's going to be gradual. It's going to be that little tingle. And sometimes like a sneeze, you can lose it. You get in there and then it just doesn't reach and you got to start over or you got to build, you got to look at the light or something, you know? So it's going to be crazy. And then eventually you're going to get to that point and you're not going to lose it. It's going to be that big explosion. And in corn, it's this crazy like, oh, she's shaking and doing all this stuff. Guys, I could literally not even move and not make one noise when I finish sometimes by myself. If I'm doing a solo time, there's no noise. I'm not like in my bed by myself, like doing crazy noises and stuff. There's not going to be some crazy body convulsion that you're imagining. It's maybe a little shake, but not much. So also, it's good to know that so that if you are comparing your O to videos that you see online, it could be very subtle, it could be very gentle, and there's different types of O's. There's different intensities. You can do a quick release, you can do a long release, you can build up, you can edge it. There's so many different ways.
Yeah. I actually know like there's like a clitoral orgasm and there's like a vaginal orgasm, and they're two different things. And I feel like two different things. And you can try to figure them both out, but they're both awesome.
They're both good. I have to say, like, I've only had probably an internal one, probably only like 4 times.
It's really hard. I think only like it's a very small percentage of women, like 25 maybe, that are able to experience that.
And it just it takes like I remember every time it was a very specific setting, very specific moment, and sometimes like it's really about mental for women.
It's mental,
yeah. So you're gonna need that outside stimulation already have happened, then the inside. And I'm 24 and I've only had 4, so like I started being sexually active at 17, so it takes time.
Yeah, guys, it is really mental for women, and I think like you have to get out of your head, and that's why I think ambiance is important. Like setting the scene, setting the mood, like making sure it's sexy and that you feel sexy and that he feels sexy. And that's why I like always preach like being clean and like making like, because it's for you. It's so you can feel the best in the moment. It is a ritual. And it's like when you do it all in the certain order that you like it and it's awesome and amazing, then it's so much easier to reach your O and you're not like uncomfortable or like, oh God. Like I know when I'm uncomfortable or like even if I just ate a meal. Like,
you're
I'm
bloated,
like,
anything.
I'm not gonna come right now. Like, I have so many other things on my mind. Just get yourself in a good moment with a good, safe partner.
And feel free to say that too. Like I've had my partner going down. I'm like, this isn't personal, because men are going to take it personal. It's not personal. I got something on my mind. I can't think. I'm uncomfortable. It's cold. It's hot. Like right now it's been summer and I don't have an AC at home. So I've been really sweaty. And I literally think I had this happen a couple weeks ago. Like I was trying so hard. Like I was about to get there. It was like the sneeze. It built up. And then I realized, shit, I'm so sweaty right now. Shit, I smell kind of bad. I smelled my own armpit like real quickly. I was like, oh my God. And I was like, fuck, I lost it. I'm like, come on up. You're just wasting your time, buddy.
It's so real. It's like just like that quick, like that switch. And you're like,
which sucks for ladies.
Hey, like there's other times. And like just be honest with him, because he's going to be doing all this work and you're going to be like, this isn't going to amount to anything.
And as she said, like it's part of the ritual. Your brain is learning and training. So how you practice is how you play. What you do by yourself is important to redo when you're with somebody. If you light the candle, clean the bedroom, and do like this warm up, literally recreate that with your partner, because your brain learns from the repetition. It's just like ladies who like to use toys all the time, during solo time, they have their little vibe. And then you can't get to the finish line with your man. It's not because of the toy. It's because your brain is so good at learning and training that now it only knows to get horny and finish line when you whip out that little buzzer. So it's literally training your brain. So if you did whip out the buzzer and did what you did, it's going to help. You can also untrain by yourself, only use your fingers, or do it 50-50, because your brain is always learning. It's not the toy's fault. It's not the guy's fault. It might just be your brain's fault.
Wow.
Yeah.
The more you know, guys.
Yep. It's crazy, but it's true. It's weird. It sucks. Girls, we always have it a little bit harder. We've joked about this whole podcast. Periods, protection, pregnancy scares, all of these things fall on women, and men are just back there doing who knows the fuck what.
Hopefully providing. That's all we can hope.
Hopefully being emotionally supportive along the way, at least the bare minimum.
They're so dumb. Men are so dumb.
Yeah, they're like, that was a man hater. They're like, guys. I'm like, I don't hate men.
No, I try not to like come across that way. But I'm like, it's not my fault they're like this.
It's not my fault they give me many many reasons.
Like,
We
if
still
I
support them.
if I had nothing bad to say, I wouldn't say it.
Exactly.
Like,
It's just a little bit of critique. It's just a little bit
Yeah,
of
like
notes.
I actually have a lot of men DM me, and they're like, "Your videos help me so much because I get a woman perspective about
Same.
things."
I love it. I love when guys DM me and they're like, "Dude, I'm trying to get my girl to O. I'm trying to get this." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, sweetie.
No, yeah, I'm
you
like
got this."
I'm like, "You are a king. Like, good job." Like, this
Exactly.
is what I like to see.
You like to see the effort, and that's the thing that matters. At the end of the day, if men put in effort, that's what counts. It's not about the money and all that. Those are benefits, but it's about how they try. Are they trying to get you to O in the bedroom? Are they supportive of helping protection, taking you to your doctor's appointments if you have a gynecologist, IUD, whatever it is? They're trying their best to be in it, and that's what matters. Obviously, they can't be there through every step of the way. It's you got to have your own support group, but they should be helpful.
Yeah. And I've never made it very far with a man who wasn't putting my pleasure, like, or keeping it in mind. Like,
Yeah.
it would just be like, he finished, we're done, and we're not even going to talk about it. Like, what about me, sir?
Yeah, where's
like
the passion? Where's the energy?
Yeah, like, where's the passion?
Like literally the same energy that they followed to get you, that chase, that, to date you, to get your attention, should be in the bedroom as well. They should be chasing that same high that they felt just trying to get you to be their shit, their girlfriend, their situationship. It should be the same in the bedroom.
Yeah. And it's like, it's really disappointing. The
Yeah.
amount of men that just are like, no, I'm not
Like,
going to do
you'll
that.
know when you have the right munch,
Yeah.
the right lover, because they
Get
will
yourself
bring
a
it.
munch.
Mhm.
Like,
they should
for
be
real.
adoring you. If a man isn't worshiping in the bedroom and like shook that he's even with me in the moment, then I
Yeah.
don't want it.
Exactly. I'm like, are you not taking in the moment?
Yeah, you're not
Like,
sure like you're with me, bitch. So you better recognize it because you're not all that. Like,
Yeah.
as we say, sadly, dick is replaceable for the most part.
I mean,
It's very
literally
replicatable.
is.
You literally have it at home, plastic
Yeah,
versions.
there's
so-
different colors online.
But the girl, it's a little bit harder to replace us.
Yeah, let's be honest. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if the dick, it's not even that serious. You can get a dildo. The man should be what you
the
want.
time we don't even need P and the V.
No.
You can just flick the bean and be good to go.
We're good to go. Like, that's why I'm like, pick a partner that you actually feel passion for and you
Yes.
actually feel love for, because it's so much better. Like, you can get a big dick. Like, it's
That's
not
why
hard.
I'm for the guys and help the guys, because I'm like, it's not about always size and crazy, pink water bottles. It's about the person that
Yeah.
has it, okay? It's the man behind it that
Yeah.
really matters. And
How you make them feel.
size doesn't always matter. If he knows how to eat it and flick it, we're good to go, baby, okay? Because half the time it's not as important.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're gonna wrap up this podcast.
Yep.
I feel like I just want you all to know there's no blueprint on the way you have to look or the way you have to smell or the way that you should feel when you're doing these things. It is what you feel comfortable with and how you feel your best. And exploring yourself is how you're going to figure those things out. And
Yep.
don't be scared to, go down there and try to figure it out and fill out your holes and be like, what is this hole that I've never
Yep.
figured out? Like, go feel it out.
It's a journey.
it's a journey.
It's a map, and you don't know all the answers. You never know all the answers, and you're never going to have all the answers or the right tools. You just got to figure it out and go for it.
Yeah, life is about learning, and I don't think we'll ever learn everything about ourselves or about sex. I mean, it's a learning process every single time I have it. I'm like, wow, this is awesome and something new. And yeah.
Bring that confidence into it, into your life, into your relationships. At the end of the day, that's all you can do, and just be happy that you spoke up for yourself.
Yeah. And I'm very thankful that I could have Halle here because
Thank
she
you.
is so smart. She's
Thank
so
you so
smart,
much.
guys. Like, I just don't. I'm like, I hope I'm like you when I'm 24.
Oh, I
You're so
appreciate
smart.
it.
So I'm so glad you're on here. And
Thank you so
thank
much
you for what
having
you
me.
do to educate the girlies.
You
Because
too. We got to keep it going, guys. It's generational.
yeah, who's gonna be the next?
Oh my God, our baby, baby, baby.
baby.
Thank
Yes,
you
guys.
so much for having me.
We'll put her podcast and all of her socials in the description. So if you guys want to follow her, you totally should. She's awesome. But I love you guys. Thanks for listening. I hope you got a lot of information out of this podcast. Remember, stay sexy amazing. And I will see you on Monday for our Monday episode. Bye.